Welcome replay viewers and everyone coming in live, and happy Thursday to you. Hey Alicia, so glad you're here. Joanne, Alyssa, Jonna, Sherry, Tracy, now you're coming in fast. Danielle, I'm going to miss saying hi to some of you. Glad you're here. I am Miss Melissa from MakerySpace.com, in case you're new and don't know who I am. And I blog and scope about Etsy, educating people and equipping people about being Etsy sellers, especially with the more left-brained aspects of it, because that is the way my brain works. So today we're going to talk a little bit about Etsy search stuff. Hey Jessica, as it relates to stats mostly. I wanted to say a couple of things first related to that before I go into today's topic, which is a question from a reader. Hey Patrice, I haven't seen you in a while. Hey Laura. So, two things I talked about last week. One was the fact that the Google Analytics code was missing from our shop homepage, and so Google was not tracking visitors to the homepage, only to listing pages. So I'm happy to report that that is back on there and being tracked as of, I think it might have been Friday, but I don't remember which day it was. So that's good news. And then the other issue was for weeks, we have not been able to see the search terms when you look in your stats and you click on a particular item. That's one of your items that's being viewed, and you're supposed to be able to see the search terms that got people there, and those have been missing, and those are back. I just checked that, I think it was yesterday or the day before. It might have been the day before yesterday, and found out that those are back. How do you drill down on the search terms? Well, in your Etsy stats, you can drill down on how people found your shop and your items through Etsy search. And if you're just in your general stats, it will show in general for your whole shop. But if you scroll farther down the page and see the items listed that people landed on in your shop from search, you can click on that item and you'll see sales, views, favorites, renewals, and then where the traffic came from. And then down there it'll have the keywords that brought people to your item via Etsy search. Now you will not see, except for very few cases when it gets through, you will not see how people got there if you're getting any traffic from organic Google search, because Google stopped hiding or started hiding that information a few years ago for privacy's sake. So even in Google Analytics, you're going to see not provided for keywords, and that's what that not provided means in your Etsy stats as well, that Google does not pass along that information. Now, if you have your own website and you register your website with Google Webmasters, there's a little bit better search term availability there. You will be able to see how people are getting on your website via search. But for Etsy, you can't do that because there's some coding that you need to add to your website. So we are not able to do that. Etsy, of course, can track that themselves, but we can't do that for our individual shops when it comes to Google keywords. So the question for today was sent by Dawn. Oops, my laptop logged off. So I'll just paraphrase it. She wanted to know about unknown in her Etsy search terms. It's actually her top keyword in her search terms, and she wanted to know what that means. So this is something that Etsy just started doing somewhere around the beginning of the year. I'm not sure if it was January, it might have been February. I don't know if you noticed in the past, sometimes you would see how many people got to your shop, an Etsy search. You can find me at MakerySpace.com. Some people would find, you'd look at your Etsy search, maybe you found that 24 people got to your shop through Etsy search, but then you'd go down to your search terms and you'd add up and it wouldn't add up to 24. And there'd be this discrepancy, and it caused people to think it was a bug and have problems with it. So what Etsy started doing is they put in this unknown category for search terms, anything that somehow they can't detect. I don't know how this is possible. I'm not a coder, or I'm not someone who works on the back end of things like that. But apparently there's cases in which they can't determine what search term got someone from Etsy search to your shop. I'm guessing sometimes it might be when someone puts no search term in the box at all and just clicks the search button when it's blank. That might be it some of the times. I'm not sure if what other situations would cause that. But so in order for people not to be confused why there was this discrepancy in numbers, they introduced this unknown search term. Well, then it just created all this confusion of people thinking that that's a bug and reporting that as a bug. And now Etsy admin has even been in there asking people, okay, is this making it worse? Should we just do away with this search result, this search result term unknown? The problem I see is that it's coming up high. Some people are reporting it as their most searched term. And it's actually, I looked for my entire month, it's like my sixth most, I shouldn't say most search term. It's like my sixth result for keywords. It could actually be a compilation of a bunch of different terms. It doesn't mean there's one particular term people are searching and that's all lumped into that category. So if you have 20 for the month unknown, it could be 20 different words that somehow, or phrases somehow Etsy is not detecting, not able to record what the search is. So like I said, I don't know how that's possible because I don't understand that end of things, but I just wanted to explain what it was. But I do think it's strange if they are missing so many search terms to be able to record those that it's being lumped high. But I think it's confusing to people because they think, well, that's my most searched term. Well, it's not really. It's like a garbage heap of terms that they cannot identify that are getting people to land in your shop or on your pages, if that makes sense. So there's all lumped together into that unknown. But that is different than the not provided. The not provided is related to other search engines off of Etsy, like mostly Google, but sometimes there'll be a not provided that I think will be other search engines. They get listed differently in your search results terms. Okay, does that make sense? I mean, it probably doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me either, but I hope it explains a little bit more what it's for, and it's not a bug. It's intentional for Etsy to be listing it there. It's just difficult to understand the reason why those search terms cannot be picked up and recorded in our stats. Okay, that is that. And I just want to remind you, if you have any topics that you would like me to cover on Scope like I just did for Dawn, please email me at melissa@makeryspace.com or go to makeryspace.com/scope and scroll down and fill out the form that's there. And I get those directly and I consider and pretty much cover every single one that I get in some way, shape, or form. I also wanted to mention that Catch.me, which is the site, yay, Sherry! I'm looking forward to meeting you. Oh yeah, let us know that, Wendy. I don't do promoted listings, but I would be interested in knowing if unknown shows up there as well. Or are you talking about the search terms being back on your individual listings? I didn't know those were missing from promoted. Thank you, Sharon. So Catch.me is the place that has been catching scopes and keeping them for people to watch replays when the 24-hour period on Periscope expires. Catch.me is going away. They do not have enough funding to continue, and so this is like the last day, I think, that they are catching and recording scopes and putting them in people's accounts that have a catch account. Starting tomorrow, they will not be, and then May 4th, they are gone. Well, the good news is I had signed up, bye Alicia, for Full Scope a while ago, like before I started scoping really regularly, and so all of my scopes are already saved on Full Scope, and so I'm going to be able to grab those links and I'll have to change out all my links on my Periscope page on my website, and I'll have to do that before Catch goes away with replays on May 4th, so I'll be doing that. But the bummer is that on Full Scope, there's no comments. You know how on Catch you could read the comments? On Full Scope you can't. So I'll be responding to people's comments without you being able to see what they are. Yeah, Alyssa, they were trying to get some funding and do some things for that, but it just didn't work out. And so they just didn't have the financial ability to keep it going and keep doing a really good job with it. It'll be interesting to see. I bet Full Scope will do some. Oh, you do? That's really neat, Sherry. I'm thinking that Full Scope will probably really come out with some additional great features now that it's kind of them. You know, on Catch, they're telling people, okay, you can download your scope, upload it to YouTube, and I was thinking, oh, golly, with the business boutique coming up, this is going to be crazy to add one more thing to my schedule. And then when I remembered that Full Scope was there, I'm like, oh, at least I don't have to download and upload somewhere else. I can just change out the links, and that won't take a whole lot of time. But Fullscope has some great features. There's stats, like I can see who comments the most in general, who comments the most on a particular scope, who gives the most hearts, who engages the most, who watches the longest. I'm spying on you. No, not really. So it's kind of fun to be able to see that, and it shows, like, it ranks your scopes as far as highest engagement and longest watched and all that kind of stuff. So great features. I'm glad that they are there, even though Catch is going away. I'm bummed to lose them, and I'm bummed for them that they weren't able to keep it going. But no worries, there will still be replays available. Okay. Alrighty, that is it for today. Tomorrow is Q&A, so if you have anything you think of between now and then, jot it down and put it by wherever you watch scopes. And of course that could be on the road, but anyway, put it in your phone, and then you can bring that question tomorrow around 10:30 Pacific time. Enjoy the rest of your day.